Hey everybody, this is Lee. It's been a little bit of while since I've posted a video. For those of you, this is your first time checking into my channel. Um, Almost a year ago now, I had ACDF surgery, 4 levels with fusion, and that was on when was that? It was on March 22nd, 2022. And this was after having already had a laminectomy on the back of my neck in 2015. And that surgery did not correct the issues that I was experiencing, which was muscle weakness, loss of muscle tone, and so forth. And then we discovered subsequently that the surgery that I had back in 2015 likely made matters worse because I didn't get any noticeable improvement after that surgery. So fast forward to 2022, we ended up having the ACDF surgery, which, if you're not familiar with all of this, all the lingo, the geekiness of all of it, it stands for anterior cervical discectomy and fusion. That's what ACDF stands for. So the anterior is the front of the neck. Cervical is the region of the body that we're talking about on the vertebrae. Discectomy is the process of what they do when they go in and they do what they do to the disc and the disc space and the screws and the plates and the, reducing compression. That's the discectomy part. And then the fusion part is the process of healing, new bone growth, and you go for about a year and where they check to make sure the plates are where they're supposed to be still after a year, that the screws haven't backed off, that bone growth, your own natural bone growth has started. So that's all part of the process of ACDF surgery. So if you haven't seen some of my other videos, I suggest that you watch videos 1 through 9, and it'll explain my entire experience with this. And, I really want to thank those of you who've been writing me little notes, little love letters. Hey, how you doing? We haven't heard from you in a while. And it kind of prompted me to do another video. And my intention was to do a video before this one. It's almost a year. In another month, about 6 weeks, it will actually be 12 months. So my plan was to do one at the 8th month mark, but unfortunately 2022 just was a bear of a year. And I don't mean bear like in the bear market. I mean, it was just a lot of family stuff we had to deal with. So it pushed out my 8th month follow-up appointment with the surgeon. And then that kind of pushed off me doing some things. And so I'm finally just getting around to doing this video. So I promise you I will do another video sooner than the space between number 9 and this one, number 10. So what I want to talk to you about right now, though, with number 10, is that the incision, you can see it here. I'll talk a little bit more about how it looks in a minute, but the incision is pretty much healed. Yeah, it's healed. I don't have any problems or any concerns about the actual incision itself not having healed properly. I haven't had to have any additional treatments on that. I try to keep it moisturized. I kept it moisturized for the most of the time right after surgery. I avoided and have continued to avoid direct sunlight if I'm going to be out in the sun for a long time, like at the pool or the beach or something like that. So it is definitely healed. A little numb, still a little numb, a little sensitivity, but nothing major. I'm not happy with the way the scar looks. I don't blame that on the surgeon. Everybody's body heals differently. And because I had to have 4 levels and there were some additional things from the previous surgery that he needed to go in and fix, and some unintended consequences of the fact that there was no fusion done at the surgery in 2015, he had to go in and correct the droop of my neck. My neck was starting to droop forward a little bit. There's a word for it. I can't think of it now. And he needed to fix that because he showed me that before surgery. And we had some discussions about if I don't have the ACDF surgery and I continue to experience neck droop, could you go in and help me with that? And he said, absolutely. So since we were doing the ACDF surgery to see if we could correct some of the issues I was having with my arm, he said, while we're in there, we might as well go ahead and do that now, because there is a noticeable progression. You're definitely going to experience some of that, is what he said. So I'm not happy with the way the scar looks as a general rule. You can see that right here, it's kind of puffy, looks like it has some extra material there. You know, the camera is making it look a lot worse than it actually is. You know, it's just the way cameras are. Let me see if I can get a little bit better light on that. I don't think I can. Turn my phone camera on. Phone light. You can see at the bottom of it here, though, you know, the bottom of it, you know, right here, that's puffy and it's a little white there. This line, this part here is actually much, much thinner than that. It is noticeable. And I'm noticing that today it looks redder. The PA said that they can do something with that as far as plastic surgery is concerned. And but let's wait. So it's going to be almost a year. And when I see him in about 6 weeks, I'm going to bring it up, because I want to at least consider that as an option. I don't know whether I'll actually do it. You know, I'm not so vain that I couldn't live with this. I do live with it. I don't try to hide it. I wear t-shirts. You know, when I wear a high neck collar, or a tie, or half a mock turtleneck, you might see just a little bit of it. It's not bad at all. And if it were not for this puffy little pink part here, I think most people would probably look right past it. But through plastic surgery, what I understand, they can go in and they can smooth things out, especially this puffy part right here, and they can blend it in a little bit. It never quite goes away, but they can make it look a little bit better. So I definitely will be reporting to you on that as it goes. Let's see. Yeah, so plastic surgery is an option for me. Again, I don't know whether I'll actually take that as an option, but we'll see. It's good. It's good to know that you have that as an option. I am feeling fused, not confused. I'm feeling fused. You know, yeah, I don't know if that really is a thing, but for me, it's a thing. You know, when I think about the prospect of what my life would have potentially been like if had I not gotten the ACDF surgery, and be facing the prospect of things, you know, drooping forward. Also feeling like I was vulnerable should I've gotten rear-ended in a car accident or fallen in some way or whatever. I feel a lot more stable. And of course, the x-rays that we're taking at each one of my appointments all showed a progressive increase in the fusion process. You can actually see the bone growth. So I'm really happy about that. At my 6-month follow-up, I was told that I no longer needed the bone growth stimulator. This is the thing that you get, that you wear around your neck. It's called bone growth stimulator, or BGS machine. I just call it the BS machine. This way I got a little extra mile. Hey, if I'm going to put myself through all of this, I'm going to get as much mileage out of every part of it as I can. So yeah, I was joked in one of my videos. I used to wear that thing around my neck and just hope that people would ask me what it was. And I would look at them quizzically and I say, it's a BS machine. Okay. Now, what do you got to say? Yeah. And then I would go off on a tangent about how this can detect not only the truths, but it also can detect the origins of the universe. And okay, I digress. Have some fun with it. That's what I talked about. One of my, you know, one thing you should know about that BS machine, though, if you do happen to wear it or be prescribed it, not everybody's prescribed it, by the way. I have a friend who had some similar surgery recently, I think the same number of levels, and they did not prescribe him one. So, but it does time out. So you can't pass it. You can't put it in your will and have the bone growth stimulator, you know, inherited by your descendants per stirpes, you know, and all that legal mumbo jumbo. Yeah, it's a prescription that your insurance company pays for. And when it times out, basically, when I called the company and said, hey, what do I do with this device now? Can I sell it? They said, no, it's basically worthless to you. It times out and you can't do anything with it. I said, well, then what do I do with it? Well, you can either keep it or return it to us. We'll send you a label and a box, and you can just return it to us to recycle it. And I said, oh, okay. I said, do you want me to do that now? And this was at 6 months. And my doctor said I didn't need to wear it anymore. And he said, no, hang on to it. You have it for a full year. Should something change and the doctor says, hey, you know what, just for yucks, just for chuckles, why don't you wear that just another month or so until your next appointment? And so you at least have it there as an option. So let's see what else we got. As far as pain is concerned, I'm not experiencing any pain. I definitely no pain from the surgery itself. I use there's two concepts I often talk about when I talk about all of this. One is healing, and the other is recovery. So I'm healed. I would say I'm healed. I don't think there's anything going on that I have to worry about as far as the healing process is concerned. The incision is fine. My neck muscles have calmed down a great deal. I know that the actual appliances that they put in the neck, they're solid. There's nothing that I can do that's anywhere within the realm of reasonability for a human person of my age and my lifestyle that I could do that would upset the hardware that's in there. I suppose you can, if you're into heavy weightlifting, heavy, high impact sports and things like that. I think things can get moved around, but no pain from the surgery itself. The only discomfort I feel is probably some of the discomfort that I felt prior to the surgery, which was just that things aren't getting the blood flow that they need. So the surgery was not as successful in that regard as I would have hoped. I'm not sure how much of the use of my left arm I'm actually going to get back. I'm still working on that. But that wasn't really the goal of the surgery. The goal of my surgery was to stop things from progressing further than they were, to stop the droop and to feel more stable and so forth. So mission accomplished as far as that was concerned. If I get something back in terms of strength, that's icing on the cakes. And we've had this discussion, my wife and I, and also I've had this discussion with the surgeon. So, and I was realistic about this whole thing starting from the beginning. So am I a little disappointed? Yeah, it would have been nice, but am I shocked? No, I'm not shocked. So yeah, any pain that I feel is just little tingles here and there, which is part of having, part of getting older and part of the process of having your body not being as whole or as put together as it was when you were younger. So there's not really a whole lot that I'm limited in terms of doing. I can ride my bike. I can go to the gym. I can get massages. I can pretty much do anything that that you humans can do. There are no limitations. So the only time I ever really notice anything is if I do something where I catch my own self by surprise. You know what I mean? I suddenly turn and I suddenly look, or I go to something starts to fall and I catch it, and I grab it, or I'm watching TV and I kind of lay really in some wonky, strange kind of way. The neck muscles will get a little bit angry at me for not being a little bit more conscious of that. So, but I know that that's the neck muscles. I know that it's not the surgery, the surgical site or anything like that. So I just massage it, put something on it, and take it easy, or change my position, and usually it will calm down. So, as far as BLTs, like I mentioned, I'm not limited. I wasn't told that. I think the doctor did mention something around 50 pounds, keep things in that range. So 50 pounds is a lot of weight. That's well under the weight that you would use in a carry-on. So if I can carry on a piece of luggage and put it in the overhead bin and have a somewhat normal life as far as that's concerned, then, life is normal for me. I'm not a heavy weight lifter. I can go to the gym and I can still get a decent workout, using 50 pounds or less. In other parts of my body, I can do more weight than that. If I'm doing workout on the legs or workout on the core and I'm sitting on a machine, I can do more weight than that. So, but anything that involves the neck muscles, I think they said keep it, around 50 pounds during this first year. So I'm a good boy. If the doctor says it, unless I have a reason to challenge it that's based on something that's going on me that the doctor couldn't possibly know. I pretty much follow doctor's orders. Let's see. Hey, let's see what else. I tried to make some notes here. I'm doing videos for a little podcast I'm doing, and this is a platform that I use to do some of the podcasting. So bear with me while I test it out. Sleeping is a little bit of a challenge, and this is the weirdest thing because I've always had some sleeping issues prior to the surgery, snoring and so forth. I'm a natural back sleeper. There's nothing more comfortable for me than sleeping on my back. The only problem with sleeping on my back is it has a tendency to produce snoring, which is not good for me. It's not good for my wife. And so I've been doing everything I can to train myself to sleep on my side. Putting the bed up, tipping it up, that has worked in the past, but after the surgery, for some reason, the mouth just does not want to stay closed. And then that contributes to some of the snoring problems. I brought this up to the physicians and they said that there's no known correlation between the surgery and those kind of issues. It's coincidental, but it is coincidental that this was something that I was no longer able to do, even when I changed the position. I used to be able to sleep on my back all night, comfortably and soundly. If I got the angle, we have one of those sleep number beds, you can adjust it. I could get perfect and have a great restful night's sleep, but haven't been able to do that. I can actually still adjust the bed, but I have to adjust it all the way so I'm almost upright in the bed. So it's like defeats the purpose. So anyway, but I do use CBD Delta 8, and that's been helping a lot. So for those of you who don't know what CBD is, I'm not going to go into it now, but it is all natural and you need to do some research on it. I'm not a medical doctor, so nothing I say in any of this stuff is about medical advice. I'm just telling you what I do and what helps me. So it's CBD Delta 8, purchased from a reputable source, seems to really work wonders for me. If I take one of those 25 milligram CBD gummies, or even the tincture under the tongue, if you don't like gummies, I'm out like a light. I don't think I move. Whatever position I started out in, I usually wake up and I'm in the exact same position. So the problem with CBD is not that they're addicting. It's just that you can become dependent on them to get the same level of sleep. I don't know if that makes any sense. It's not addicting in the sense that, if you don't get your CBD, you're going to have the Joneses and your skin's going to be crawling. It's not like that. It's just that, I have a friend who uses it and it was effective for her. And then she noticed that the effectiveness started to wear off after a while. She had to take a little bit more in order to get the same therapeutic level that she was getting when she first started. So that's probably the only downside that I've heard. Maybe there's others. You probably should do your own research on that. Let's see. Physical therapy. I'm fortunate to live in an area and a community where we have top-notch physical therapy. I can't say enough about the physical therapists that we have in our area. And so they work really hard. They listen to me and they work with me. They understand what I'm going through. They've had patients who've had similar types of medical conditions. And so we're all on the same page on that. I haven't been going as religiously in the last few months as I was right after surgery, but I am going to start going again because I was definitely feeling stronger. And if I'm not getting any benefits right now, it's my own fault. It's not the physical therapy fault. Would I do all of this again? Knowing everything I know now, yes, I would. Like I mentioned earlier, given the prospects of what life would have been like, the risks of not having a stronger neck structure, the worry of what could happen, and living a life using a lot of precautions, because I didn't have the surgery when I was at a point in my life where I could do the surgery. I definitely would do it all over again. Even knowing all that you have to go through during the process of the surgery and the risks involved, I still would do it again. The facility I went to, Duke University Hospital, they did an excellent job. Everybody's different. Everybody has different experiences. So again, I'm just reporting on my own personal experiences, but the answer is yes, I definitely would do it again. So overall, I am feeling great. I'm feeling fantastic. If it wasn't because of this thing called aging, I'd feel like I was 23. Oh man, God, can you imagine what that must have felt like? Well, yeah, I can remember what it must have felt like, young and foolish. But no, seriously, I feel pretty good. I feel like I can do just about anything I want, and losing a little weight is always a priority. So losing a little weight can fix a lot of things. So that's something I'm aiming to do this coming year. It's not a resolution. It's just a consciousness of that carrying a lot less weight on your body is probably going to be good for your body overall and your overall health for a lot of different medical reasons. So yes, so that's it. That's all I have to report right now. Someone mentioned to me when they watched my videos, they said one of the things that I haven't been doing enough of and that I should do is to ask people to to like and subscribe, and I haven't been doing that. So if any of these videos have been helpful to you, click like, because I guess the algorithm on YouTube sees that and it pushes it out to more people. Maybe other people can benefit from some of the things I talk about. So share it with other people. If you know other people who may be thinking about going through this kind of procedure, ACDF, maybe this will give them some information that they hadn't thought about or that they haven't found yet. So, and subscribe. I will be doing other things. Please subscribe to my channel. I plan on doing a lot of other things. I like to play chess if you're interested in that. I do plan on doing more travel. My wife and I would like to do more travel, so we plan on doing some things around those topics. And other than that, stay healthy, stay wise, and stay, I was going to say stay wealthy, but that's probably not something you should say, because stay healthy, stay wise is, I guess, what I would say. All right. So that's it for me, everybody. Take care. I will see you in about 6 weeks. Have a good one.